Welcome to Mindfucks with Mahara, where we flip your perspective, challenge your thinking, and leave you feeling surprisingly amazing about it all. I'm your host, Mahara, and this podcast is for the rebels ready to rage against their comfort zone, for those willing to flip their finger at mediocrity and sit in the fire of discomfort, knowing that's where the magic happens. Each episode, I'll share insights that might just blow your mind in the best possible way. So if you are ready to have your world rocked and your thoughts rewired, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey, beautiful badass. Welcome back to Mindfucks with Mahara, where we tear through spiritual bypassing, perfectionist illusions, and inner critic BS to get back into your body, your truth, and your divine fucking power. This is part 2 of the ghosting your future self conversation that I started last week. And today we're pulling back another layer of the illusion. The way you use healing as a delay tactic. Guess what? You're not broken. You're just scared. But the longer you label it as still healing, the longer you delay your rising. All right, let's get into it. You started the work. You got into the inner game. You finally figured out that your nervous system is responding to trauma, not failure. You began to speak your truth. You go, girl. You're doing the journaling, the breath work, the therapy, the tapping, the somatics, bless it all. But somewhere along the way, the healing journey became a new identity, a shiny new version of, I'm not ready yet. And guess who's behind that clever little twist? Yeah, you got it. Your inner critic, the one who traded her megaphone for a malabide. She's evolved, of course. Yes, she is. She knows you won't listen to the old script anymore. You've outgrown that one. The one that said you're lazy, not good enough, unqualified. Yeah, you outgrew that. So now she dresses in your spiritual language. She whispers, you don't want to lead while you're still wounded. She sounds reasonable. Take more time to integrate. Wait until you've embodied it just a little bit more. Or, what if someone calls you out for not being far enough along? It's not direct shame. It's disguised safety. She's the one who tells the healer not to host the workshop until she's fixed her money trauma. She's the one who tells the coach to take another certification instead of raising her prices. She's the one who says, you can't teach that. You're still struggling with it. Oh my God, I can relate to all of these. Just saying, full disclosure. She's the one who weaponizes self-awareness into self-rejection. Her logic is very seductive, so just bear with me on this. Not only is it seductive, but it's deadly, because if she can't stop you from growing, she'll convince you to stay in preparation mode forever, right? That someday energy becomes a trap. You stay in motion, but never in momentum. God, that's good. I'm going to repeat it. You stay in motion, but never in momentum. You keep learning instead of leading. You mistake circling the runway for flying the damn plane. So let me say this straight. You don't need to be done to be divine. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You just need to be present. You just need to be present. Okay. When you've looped long enough, your shadow queen arrives, not to soothe, to snap you the hell out of your trance. She walks in like a storm, no soft music, no gentle guidance. She's the one who slams the notebook shut mid-journal session and says, that's cute, now go do something. She is not here to co-sign your emotional hoarding. She sees the rituals, the vision boards, the affirmations, and she calls BS when they've become spiritual performance instead of embodied choice. See, she doesn't care how well you can describe your wound. She wants to know, what have you done to stop recreating it? Right? She gets right to the point. She's the one who says, you say you're integrating, but are you actually hiding? You say you're processing, but are you procrastinating at the same time? You say you're protecting your nervous system, but are you really just scared of being seen? Tough questions, right? But here's the thing about your shadow queen. She's not mean. She's crystal clear. She knows the difference between healing and hiding, between integration and avoidance, between sacred rest and energetic escape. And she's the one who's going to pull the thread on your comfort rituals, right? She's going to ask you one day, are you really protecting your peace or just avoiding the next level? When you say, I need to wait until I feel more confident, she raises an eyebrow and says, girlfriend, confidence is the result, not the requirement. She's the one who will turn your sacred altar into kindling if it means finally getting you to stop rehearsing your readiness and start owning your power. And you know how she shows up in real life? Okay, when you feel a gut instinct to hit publish, but close the tab. When you prep slides for a workshop, but never send the invite. Or when you write a pitch email, but save it to drafts for some other time, right? Saving it for later. She sees all these micro moments where you abandon yourself and calls them what they are: self-abandonment with a sacred twist. She doesn't want to burn your life down. She really doesn't. Just the bullshit part of it. The performance, the pretense, even the false humility. Because she knows your leadership doesn't live in your notes app. It lives in your action. Ladies, it's time to take action. Well, enter your divine guide, not from above, guys, but from within. She is not your higher self who floats through the ethers with angel numbers and detachment. Nope, nope, nope. She is the deep pulse in your chest that says, this is it, go. She's the voice behind the moment of truth. When you're mid-doubt, mid-sweat, mid-freak out, and something in you still says, do it anyway. That's her. She's the part of you that remembers who you are, even when everyone else has forgotten, including you. She doesn't wait for the fear to clear. She walks with it. She doesn't need certainty. She leads from clarity. She doesn't demand polish either. She just requires presence. Your divine guide doesn't need a perfect plan. She needs your consent to show up as the woman you keep saying you're becoming. She is your future self in real time, without the sparkle filter, without the delay. You hear her in the in-between moments. When you say no, even though your voice shakes. When you raise your rates, even though you haven't, quote, earned it yet. Or when you rest because it's sacred, not because you're broken. When you let yourself lead, even while you're still learning. That was a tough one for me. I really resisted stepping into all of the dreams that I had because I thought I still had so much more to learn. Well, guess what, folks? I'm learning as I go, just like you are. She's the one that says you don't need to wait until you feel safe. You'll feel safe when you show up consistently. She also says things like, stop asking who you need to become and start showing up as who you already are. She says, leadership isn't a title, it's a choice, and you make it daily. Your divine guide also does not give a flying you-know-what if you still have bad days. That makes you human. She wants to know if you'll show up with grace inside the mess of those struggling days. Because the woman you admire isn't healed. She's honest. She's in motion. She's moving through it. Your divine guide is the one who will hold your hand while you cry and still nudge you forward. She's not about waiting. She's about walking with your truth. And here's the truth that most women don't want to admit. You're not broken. You're just scared. And it's okay to be scared, but don't stop taking action. You don't need another inner child healing session before you're allowed to speak your mind in that meeting. You don't need to resolve every money wound before launching your offer. You don't even need to fix your relationship with your body before letting someone love you. You just need to stop telling yourself that you're not ready. You're not there yet. You're not behind. You're not too much. You're not too in process. You're just scared of what it'll mean to fully show up as you. And here's the thing. Scared women can still lead revolutions. Oh my God, the question is, will you? This has been another episode of Mindfucks with Mahara. If this conversation resonated with you or hit a little something in you, then please head over to my website, mindfulnesswithmahara.com, and check out all of the things I have going on. Lots for you to look at and experience, not the least of which is my Trinity Transformation mini mastermind series. It goes on a regular basis, and it's where we do a deep dive on everything I've spoken about today: your shadow queen, your inner critic, and your divine guide. Have an amazing day. I'll see you next time on Mindfucks with Mahara. Got a question? You can email me or DM me. Take care.